Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities in Miniatures. Today we're taking a break from all of the usual plastic and metal and resin tabletop goodies and delving back into another area that I myself and my brother Sparkletrout love so well, and that is the classic Gunpla mecha plastic model kits. But today we're going to specifically look at one of the Super Mini Pla of Super Powered Tracer Layzner. SPT Layzner, as it was often labeled on the old boxes growing up in the 80s and 90s. And this is the Daljuan. So this is part of the Super Mini Pla lineup, and what these are is these are actually, in my experiences, because I haven't gotten to be in Japan for the last few years now, usually sold in the supermarkets, but a lot of times some of the major toy stores, hobby shops, also carry these as well. At least in those stores, you can actually buy these piecemeal individually. Everything you need is in one box. They are a bit pricier than the stuff where you need to buy like 3 or 4 of these boxes to complete a actual kit. But then again, you know, it's not a bad size little model. Now, these are not actually scaled. They're non-scaled kits. We'll grab a couple of models just to see how they stack up. But you can see right here, you get everything you need. All the in proper hands, weapons are included, and here was the original lineup for this set. And I gotta say, the Super Mini Pla line has had a ton of really nice, obscure mechs from over the years, but getting this stuff, number one, in the US, and number two, at a reasonable price, is a challenge and a half, let me tell you that. You can actually find on the channel, I did a review of the Getter kits way back when, the last time we were in Japan. That's still here. It ain't the greatest, but it is what it is. Now, I am taking this from Sparkletrout. He has already built the other two, so he did get a set of 3. Hopefully I can get those from him as well. Take a look at how they all turn out. So here's a good indication that it's an actual candy toy, you know, supermarket kit. Is the box is all perforated so you can tear it apart. And a lot of times they would have had the instructions on the inside, but as you can see, there is nothing. Sometimes as well, the instructions would cover everything in the line. I haven't seen them for the other 2 kits, but they'd have like the combination directions on there. So you can see here, for a supermarket kit, that's a nice little sprue layout. It actually is, you know, a complete model set. I don't think there are polycaps on these. I haven't built any in a while. They are colored, you know, semi-accurately at the very least. And I want to say there aren't a whole lot of stickers. So you can see here we already have 3 different colors on display. I'm not seeing much in the way of duplicate sprues yet. That's always a plus. But, you know, when you have a symmetrical robot, I mean, it does kind of make sense. Oh, hey, here's some old gum. Anybody want to chew it? Not me. I'm not even a gum fan anyway. One of the cool things about these, and one of the reasons they do tend to get somewhat pricey, is the fact that they already have a lot of where the decals and stickers would go already etched on to the model itself. Not only that, but then you have runners of basically pre-painted pieces as well. So if you do not enjoy the painting, stickering aspect of robot model kit building, then this might be something worth looking into. Grab a couple more pieces here. You can see here even like the canopy is already pre-painted. Very cool. There is a clear one, I believe, if you want to do it yourself. I'm like, if they're going to take the initiative and do it for me, why am I going to fight with them about it and do it myself? Some of the bits for the weapons there. So overall, I mean, look, you got a nice little stack of parts here. I want to say the last time I remember stumbling upon a Super Mini Pla kit in the wild in Japan was probably like 1,000 yen. I don't know how much they go for these days. Most of the time, at least whenever I've got them, I've always ordered them directly off Amazon Japan. I haven't tried doing that in the US. I know we've ordered books quite regularly from Amazon Japan and have them sent to the States, and it's about $20 shipping usually, and we have a whole pile usually coming over here. But I haven't ever tried doing this, and I'm kind of tempted to. In the meantime, though, while I muse on whether I want to order model kits directly from Japan, which even I don't know if I can, we'll get this guy built all together, the Daljuan here, and we'll see how everything turns out. So sit tight. Alright, we got the Daljuan all put together here, and I gotta say, you know what? This is a nice, sturdy little kit. I gotta say. Construction-wise, nothing super fancy or complex. The fact that you get everything you need in the box, and if you actually do come across the box in a public place, rather than having to buy it online, you do have the option of just picking up one of these models. Everything's there, and you're good to go. And despite the fact that they are quote-unquote supermarket-style models, because that's where the Super Mini Pla line originated from, it was all of the yearly Sentai models that, you know, candy toy types that you had to buy like 6 boxes to complete the set to have everything to build it. Whether or not you actually needed, it was made out of 6 parts or not, I've built my fair share of them over the years. Unfortunately, the quality was a bit suspect, and I gotta say, the depth and quality of the joints, the posability, the solidness of the model, it's nice. I like it. Definitely a step up from the supermarket swill, if you will. But yeah, overall, you know, no real need for decals, stickers, anything like that. But then again, the Layzner kits, there's not a whole lot in terms of extra bits there as well, other than a couple little close combat weapons. I do appreciate the fact that much like the actual show, you can store the guns on the back of their packs. In case you're curious just how big the Daljuan is. Oh, and I managed to grab the Layzner and the Skull Gunner. So if you do end up with a box of these, you do get all 3 of them. I want to say it runs about $50 or so. I could be wrong. Keeping in mind the fact that there is no painting required at all whatsoever. Everything is in the correct colors. You don't have to screw around with decals for the most part. Everything's really just nice, set, and organized. Zoom it out for a sec. So, if anything, I'd say they feel like they're MSIA model size. I don't know if that's still a thing. The Mobile Suit in Action, when that was a thing. So with a modern SD Gundam, they're about the same size. A 1/144th Gundam is a little bit larger, but if I remember correctly, the Layzner kits tended to be in their own scale. I want to say they were like 1/72nd or something originally. I'm not sure. I don't have the boxes now, and I haven't had a chance to go back and rewatch this video to double check what size they were, but I think that might be something to consider. Obviously, I mean, it's, you know, if you have a bunch of robots on display somewhere, it's not going to make a big difference, but I do appreciate the fact, you know, very posable, very sturdy. You're not going to have to worry about all the bits falling off unless you manhandle them as roughly as I do. That hand does not want to cooperate now. You know, they're able to hold their pose, they're able to keep things looking flash and fancy. I'm not one for super dynamic posing, so I will let that be something that the more prolific mecha YouTubers can handle. I keep thinking this guy looks a lot like the golden one. I think it's called like the Zakal or something that shows up later. I don't know a whole lot about Layzner. I've never had a chance to watch it. I watched Dragner. Dragner I really liked. Dragner was pretty good. If you like 80s real robot shows, I would say go check that out. It's very much a Char stand-in. So yeah, if you haven't had a chance, I do recommend taking a look at the Super Mini Pla lineup. There is a ton, and I mean an absolute ton, of stuff that's been put in this line. Some of it is quite obscure. Some of it is quite expensive as well. So do be careful. Do some research on those prices prior to snatching anything up, because obviously we don't want anybody being taken for a ride, unless you're into that, and then I guess I'll try not to king shame you there. So yeah. With that said, this has been High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities in Miniatures, saying thanks for watching, and we will see you back here soon. Bye-bye.